Good morning. Today is the 1st of April, in case you are watching this on a later date. Um, Disclaimer, I am not a YouTuber. I just decided to do this video because I just feel like it's going to help a future somebody who wants to join NDF, or who has already or recently just joined NDF, and they just need insights on what is happening around here, right? Or just a little bit of nuggets of advice on what to do and what not to do when you join the force. Also, just a disclaimer, this is my opinion and my experience. So if you have a different opinion and a different view from all this, it is completely okay. But this is my experience, and this is a personalized video from what I have experienced as an individual. Today marks exactly 10 years of me serving in the Namibian Defense Force. And for many people, it will seem like it's just 10 years. What is 10 years? I am 15 years, I am 18 years, I've been serving for 25 years. 10 years is a whole decade. So if you can't take that as a milestone or as an achievement, then I'm sorry also. Well, this is my experience, like I said before. Before I begin, let me just quickly do an intro of who I am. My name is Nduno Kamuma. I am 34 years old. I'm currently employed at the Namibian Air Force under Namibian Defense Force. I am a woman in the force. I am a pilot. I'm also a gender representative for the Grootfontein Air Force Base. So I have decided to share 20 things I have learned throughout my career. Of course, it's not limited to this, but these are just a few that one, I could remember, and two, that I just felt like it's necessary to share to an upcoming young woman, young man out there who wishes to know more. All right, not to rumble and talk too much, let me just begin with the first thing that one needs to know when you join the force. You need to know who you are and never forget where you come from. Know who you are. Who am I? I'm Nduno Kamuma. And that alone should hold you accountable to everything that you do. Who are you? Because the first thing, knowing who you are, if you know who you are, you respect yourself in so many different essence, in so many different things when you're doing things, in so many choices that you're making, because you know who you are. I know who I am. I can't get involved in certain types of friendship. I know who I am. I cannot get involved in certain types of activities because that does not align with who I am and where I come from. Also, respecting your background, like where you come from, also will keep you away from a lot of things, a lot of trouble, and a lot of peer pressure and influence from the diverse culture that you will meet here in the Defense Force. All right, I think. And then number two, have a plan for your life. This is so critical, and I can never ever stretch this enough. You need to know what it is you want to achieve within the force, or the very day you join the force. What is it that you want to achieve? Okay, for instance, I knew that I wanted to fly. I wanted to fly. The rest of the things were just secondary to me. For instance, what was secondary? Being a sports officer was secondary. Being a gender representative was a secondary thing for me. Drilling is secondary to me. I always wanted to fly. I always knew that I want to fly, right? So the first thing I ever focused on, despite all the other stuff, I always knew that I have to focus on my career as a pilot, and I chased that. All right. And then the rest of the other things will always align as you progress through your career in the force, right? Okay, maybe you will have a year of no flying, and that's where all the other little things will come along, or you will be able to take up other side careers in the force that will also help you, number one, to keep you busy and grow you as an individual, and also strengthen your knowledge as a militant, right? Yeah. And then number 3, it's not so far from number 2. It says that create your own career. I can never say this enough. You are the only person who will be able to create the career that you want to have. Excuse me. You are the only person who can build and curate the type of career you want in the force, because the what is this, we have so many different opportunities here in the force. I will not lie to you, but you need to know what it is that you want to do, and then just stick to that. And then you should also know that not everything that you want to do will be aligned with the vision and mission of the force, right? So you have to know that, let me say, for instance, you're in an aviation department, and they focus on air traffic controllers. Yeah, let me say you're in an air traffic control department or wing, yeah, department, and suddenly you want to do agriculture. It won't make sense, right? So there's going to be that push and pull with you and your career, unless you know that I'm just going to be in the air traffic control department for a time being, and then I will try to move into agriculture as life goes on or as time progresses, right? But otherwise, if you know that I want to be a pilot, only you yourself can create your own career. Only you yourself should stand up and go study, invest in becoming a pilot, read more books on what it is that it will take to get to become a pilot. Try to get fundings if you don't have money for that, if you can't pay it. Yeah, only you can invest in what you want your career to look like. Because at the end of the day, you will be sitting in the force and saying that, yeah, they're not sending me for courses, they are not paying for my tuition. But it's not their responsibility. It's up to you to decide that I want to be an air traffic controller, and I will save up for the money, and I will go and study. Right? Number 4. Be ready to serve anyway. The day you raised your right hand and said, "So help me God," you should be ready to also serve anyway. This thing of saying that, okay, I am a pilot, I cannot work in the kitchen, my sister or my brother, that is going to get you disappointed in so many careers. For example, I joined in 2015, right? And just right after I joined, there was really nothing for us. 2015 was fine because we did induction in November, and then in 2016 we went to China for a PT6 aircraft training, and then from there 2017 we started off with the White Wolf conversion training. Excuse me. And after the White Wolf conversion training, it was a little bit quiet, so there was nothing for us. We were not promoted. We were just sitting on the ground and doing absolutely nothing, right? And that period was quite a lengthy period. So for that meantime, we would do anything from manual work, from kitchen duty, from anything around the base that doesn't have to do with anything concerning flying, right? So you should be able to be comfortable enough to say that I will do whatever it takes for as long as I am waiting for my time to fly. And sometimes you'll find yourself in a drilling squad, maybe in Katima, and that's where you will be based for that period of time, and that's it. And it's okay. You should be able to say that it is okay for me to be serving in this different area for now while I wait for what I initially want to do. Okay. Number 5. This one do not be a people pleaser. This is so important. When you join the force, do not try to please everybody that you align with or that you meet with, because you will be lost. You will get lost. You will meet people who will try to sway you in a different direction, people who will try to pull you into a complete dangerous environment. And if you want to keep on pleasing everybody, you will never be happy. You will never ever be happy here, because at the end of the day, there's one thing that I will always stick by. Nice girls do not get the corner office. So if you have decided that I'm going to try to be liked by everyone in the force, you are lying to yourself. Not everybody is going to like you. Trust me, 60% of your colleagues are not going to like you. You should learn to be okay with that, and it's okay not to be liked, and that's absolutely fine. Just learn to live within your own lane, and that's about it. Be willing to learn new skills. Being in the force, you should be willing, honestly, 100% be willing to learn new skills. Should be willing to learn how to drill, be willing to, for instance, I'm in the Air Force, and in the Air Force we hardly focus on infantry or artillery or anything of that sort, right? That is related more to the military, because we are more focused in aviation, right? You should also be willing to expand your horizon and your knowledge on deciding that if there's a course on infantry, I should be willing to learn to do it, because at the end of the day, you might not only end up as an aviator, or yes, you will end up as an aviator, but you will get an appointment that will require you to have knowledge on infantry, or not even an appointment, or maybe you'll be in a space where people will be discussing on matters related to artillery, matters related to infantry, and you should be able to contribute, and you should be able to just have an understanding of what is being shared and what is being discussed at the table. And yeah, and let me say, you will find people who don't like drilling or who choose not to drill. That is absolutely absurd, because if you are going to shy away from drilling parades and stuff, drilling is like our daily bread and butter, regardless of your rank. Doesn't matter if you're a general, you will still be drilling. So it's better to polish your drilling skills while you are younger. That way, by the time you become a senior officer, you have already acquired the necessary confidence and skills in this drilling department, so it will not be something that will be a problem to you, right? I feel like I'm rambling. All right. So number 7 is fitness is everything. Being in the defense force, you need to keep your body fit. We like, for instance, here in the Air Force, we do 3 BFTs, basic fitness test, per year, and then we also do 3 endurances, depending on the schedule for the year, of course. So you need to learn to be fit. You need to prioritize fitness, because at the end of the day, we use too much of our body, and if you are not fit, or if you are choosing to be unfit, you're always going to be behind, and being behind is not something that you want to do. And most of the work that we do here requires us to be active, and you to be active, you need to be having an able body. And yeah. And number 8 is that from the onset, learn to diversify your career options. Expand your horizon. Like, don't just come in as a pilot and just stick to, I'm a pilot, and that's all that I want to do. Yes, have that primary career that you want to focus on, but then also be willing to diversify. Like, for instance, if there's an office that is open, maybe it's maintenance office or operations, you should be willing to say that, let me grab that, let me learn from that, and I will be serving as a pilot, and number 2 as an operation officer, right? It will help you in the longer run, because now you will have 2 options to weigh on. At the end of the day, you will master your flying career, and then secondly, you would have also mastered being an operation officer. So learn to diversify your career. Don't just stick to your primary goal, because sometimes you will say that I will only fly in the force, and then you will have dry seasons where our aircrafts are probably gone for overhaul, or it's just not yet your time to fly, and you will be so depressed knowing that I want to fly but I'm not doing anything. But if you offer your time and your services in other offices, you will be able to learn from those offices and pick up so much that you will be able to use in the future. One thing I've learned is that most of the offices or most of the departments are interlinked. Yes, that's the correct word. They're interlinked. So if you are learning a little bit of operation here, a little bit of logistic here, a little bit of whatever, right, you will be able to relate to so many people. And also, if you become a commander, you will be able to relate to your soldiers, because you will know that if I have to take up a mission, I have learned in logistics that we will need so and so and so in order to cater for our soldiers. And if I'm in operation, I need to carry out certain administration work in order to make sure that our soldiers are in good condition, they are well and taken care of, right? Things like that. So, and for instance, if you're in the sports office, you will learn how to deal with indisciplined soldiers, deal with frustrated soldiers, all these things. And also you will learn how to encourage your soldiers when times are hard. You just pick up so much knowledge that you won't, or you might not be able to pick up in your primary career. So learn to diversify your options or your career options. And then number 9 is that service first. In fact, this number 9 is actually supposed to be number 1, but because I was just writing random thoughts that came into my mind, so I was just jotting down. Service first. I can never, ever, ever, ever emphasize this enough. Being in the force means that if you want to fly as a pilot in the force, but then you are required to pick up that gun or that weapon and defend your country, you will do it. If you are on vacation in Bali and you have spent 30 or 50,000 in that vacation, I mean, yeah, but you are now required to be in the force or to be on a certain mission, you will drop everything and provide your service, the service that is needed from you. Irregardless of your children, irregardless of what you're doing, your studies, the force doesn't care whether you are having kids. The force doesn't care whether you are having, you are studying. The force doesn't care. Of course, in peacetime, you are more than able to do all these other things. You can study, you can have kids, but if the situation or the need arises for you to be required to be at a certain place, your kids should not be an excuse for you not to serve. Your studies should not be an excuse for you not to serve, because service should always be number 1. You should be able to make means and look for solutions on where you're going to drop your kids, how and who is going to take care of your kids. That should not be your commander's problems. All right. Number 10, work hard but aim at pleasing your commander. This one I had to learn it at a very I was very young when I learned this, that everything that I do will always be the credit will always go to my commander. Whoever is on top of me will always be the one to take the credit for everything that I do, regardless of what I'm doing. If I perform in a specific area, I don't think I will ever be able to take the credit, because for me, in order for me to carry out or to carry out that specific thing, that or mission or whatever that I was supposed to do, I was appointed by somebody on top of me. So in all essence, I will always give the credit back to the person who's on top of me. Yeah, I don't know how to go deeper into this, but if you know, you know. And number 11, wait for your time. This is so critical. Many people come into the force and they see that, hey, Duno is a flight officer and she has done so and so, and she's in this and this office and she's doing so and so missions, and suddenly you want to compare your life with this person. My friend, you are doing yourself injustice by doing that. You will just bring yourself unnecessary stress, unnecessary unhappiness, because learning to wait for your time and being patient with whatever position you're placed in is one of the most master or critical skill that you can ever learn and master. Because for me, it might have taken a year to be promoted to the rank of a sergeant, and for you, you're still an airman and you're still waiting for your promotion, and you're so frustrated, and you now start comparing with your colleagues, and you will be frustrated and you will never be happy. Or you see other people going on courses and missions, and you're just sitting in the office, and now you get so frustrated and you're comparing your life and with the others. My friend, you will be frustrated. I swear to you, I promise you. Learn to just be okay with where you are right there and during that time, and just learn to be patient, because your time will come. And then number 12, invest in your future self. Ooh, this is one of my favorite things that I always ask myself. If I have to pick up this bottle of wine and down it, will my future self be happy with me? If I have to squander all my salary, will my future self be happy with me? Learn to invest in your future self. For instance, if you can, start saving. If you can, start making plans on buying a house while you are young. Start making plans on paying off that vehicle car loan, or the car loan that you have. Do things for yourself right now that your future self will be happy with. Invest in reading. Invest in short courses. Invest in so many things that will help you in the near future. You will be proud of yourself. And then ignore the crowd. Brené Brown says that do not take advice from somebody who is not in the arena. And that is something I go by every single day of my life. Whatever I do not listen to the crowd, because the crowd is here to drag you away from your vision and your goal. The crowd is here to criticize you, to try to sway you away from who you are. So before you hear or you take anybody's advice, ask yourself, who is this person and why do they feel the need to talk into my life? Because if you have your own little circle there of people that you know, these are the type of people that speaks into my life. Why? Because number one, they are in the arena battling the same battles. They will be able to understand me better if I do this. Like, I have this a friend of mine, she's a police officer. She's one of the ladies who we are fighting more or less the same battles. So if I call her and tell her, listen, I am battling or I'm going through this, she will be able to understand me, and she will be able to be in a position to give me advice, non-judgmental advice, that I will be able to use, because we just click and we understand each other better, right? Yeah. Number 14, your code of conduct really matters. Coming early to work, being dressed properly, mannerism, eating etiquettes, all these things really matter in the force, because people or commanders are always watching you. You will find yourself in a hotspot where you are not selected to go on a certain mission because of the way you dress. That's it. Or that you are always coming late, or you can't complete a task, or yeah, those things really matter. Offering yourself to the commanders when you are not busy, like saying, Commander, I'm in the office in case there's a document to be typed, or Commander, I am available in case there's anything that you need me to do. Your code of conduct really matters. How you conduct yourself, how you dress well and take care of yourself, how you speak also really matters. So be very mindful with that. Number 15, live within your means. I can never stretch this enough. Don't meet people who come from wealthy backgrounds and suddenly you want to spend like them. If you don't earn like them, if you don't come from the same background as them, do not spend like them. That's it. I think that one is so clear. I have so much to say, but that is just clear. Number 16, know what battles to fight. Do not involve yourself with every battle that you see. You see people battling, you see people crying about promotion, and you were just recently promoted, like 3 weeks. Sorry. Excuse me, I have a terrible cough. So you were promoted 2 years ago, and you see people crying about promotion, and suddenly you want to join the wagon of crying about promotion. Let people who have not been promoted for 10 years, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, battle their own battles. Right? This is just an example. I'm not saying that we should ignore people. Yeah, this is just an example. Okay. For instance, another one, you are now choosing sides because so and so, they don't like so and so commander, so you are also deciding to join that certain battle of not liking that certain commander just because the whole crowd does not like that. Choose your battles wisely. Choose who you're going to fight also in the force wisely, because you will need people at the end of the day. You will need people at the end of the day. You will need someone to pull you up, or to recommend you in a room, or to send you on a course. Yeah, so choosing your battles wisely is very important, and trying to know who I need to keep, who I need to keep at bay, who I just need to not cut off, because you can never sorry for that, there was an aircraft passing by or flying overhead our house. So yeah, know who you want to associate yourself with battle wise, and what type of battles you want to fight. And then number 17, always say yes to new opportunities. Do not shy away from taking any sort of any sort of courses, missions that are available. Open, spread your wings, spread your horizons, and be acceptable to whatever challenge that comes your way. You will never know. Number 18, never stop reading. Always try to read a lot of new materials. Go onto website, learn what is happening in Russia, what is happening in America and South Africa, SADC, know what is happening in Namibia internally, and then get yourself books, read books, fiction, non-fiction, documentaries, docu-series. Read, just continue reading. Read on people's biography. Learn how Dr. Libertine Amadila became who she is today. Learn on how our founding father became who he is today. You know, you will never ever lose out on reading. That is one thing I can guarantee you. If you read, the more you read, the more you will expand your cognitive or your thinking capability. You will even be able to sit comfortable in a room and say that if this topic comes up, I will be able to contribute. Yeah. Number 19, never ever compromise on your rest. This is something that I had to learn the hard way because I normally work hard. If you give me something, I will overwork myself just so that I can get the job done. But something that I am learning now is to prioritize rest. So if you find yourself that you are feeling burnt out or fatigued, don't shy away from resting. There is nothing wrong with choosing to rest. Yeah. Take your leave days, go on vacation, or just stay home and just sleep into absolutely nothing, because rest is paramount, rest is golden. Okay, stay away from debts. That is my last one. Stay away from debts. People are trying to resign from the NDF just because they are so much now overloaded with debts. They can't afford anything. They can't do things for themselves. They live on payday cash loans. Stay away from debts. Yeah, and stay away from things that leads you to debts, like things like alcohol, instant gratification, shopping. You feel like I want this dress and I'm gonna get it because I can. Stay away from such things. All right, we've come to the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was something that you will be able to, or something that my sons will be able to listen to one day. And yeah.